What if the peace you feel at odd moments isn't just emotion, but a sign that heaven has quietly stepped into your home? You've had those moments, haven't you? When everything around you should feel chaotic, yet something deep inside you whispers calm, like a presence you can't explain but can't ignore either. You sit there and think, why do I feel watched, but not in fear, in comfort? And you brush it off, but deep down you know something is different. Few people talk about this, but there are hidden signs that angels could be moving in your space, and you might be experiencing them without even realizing it. You remember how sometimes, right when you're overwhelmed, help shows up unexpectedly. Someone calls at the perfect time, a problem solves itself, or you narrowly escape something that could have gone terribly wrong. And you say, that was luck, but deep down you hear that quiet correction. For he shall give his angels charge over you to keep you in all your ways. You've read that before, but now it feels personal. There are nights when your home feels unusually still, not empty, but settled, like something is guarding the atmosphere, and even your worries seem to lose their voice. You may have noticed how certain arguments don't escalate the way they used to, how tension dissolves faster than expected, and you wonder why peace keeps winning in your space despite everything trying to disrupt it. That's not ordinary, and if you're paying attention, it's a sign that something spiritually protective is present. You've probably had moments where you felt prompted to do something small, lock a door, check on someone, delay a trip, and later you realize that decision saved you from something serious. And you sat there thinking, what told me to do that? But the truth is, are they not all ministering spirits, sent forth to minister for them who shall be heirs of salvation? And that verse suddenly feels less like text and more like your reality. You might even notice subtle changes in your environment, like a sense of lightness in certain rooms, or an unexplainable feeling of safety even when circumstances say otherwise. Some people ignore this, but you feel it strongly, especially when you pray, or even when you're just quietly thinking, there's a shift, like your words aren't just bouncing off the ceiling, but being carried, received, and responded to in ways you can't see. And then there are those dreams, clear, warning, guiding, sometimes even comforting, leaving you with answers you didn't have before you slept. And you wake up knowing that wasn't just your mind wandering. Let's be real. You've also faced moments where things could have gone wrong, seriously wrong, but somehow didn't. And you walked away thinking, I don't know how I got out of that. And that's because some interventions are so precise, so perfectly timed, they can't be explained by coincidence. That's the part many people miss because they're waiting for dramatic signs. But angels often move in quiet, strategic ways that only become obvious when you look back. You may have even felt a strong urge to change something in your life, your habits, your circle, your environment. And it felt urgent, almost like a warning, not fear-driven, but protective, guiding you away from something harmful before it fully reveals itself. And here's something deeply personal. You've probably had moments where you felt unworthy, questioning why you're still protected despite your mistakes. And yet somehow mercy keeps showing up, covering you, redirecting you, and keeping you from falling apart completely. That's not random. That's grace working through unseen help, reminding you that you're not as alone as your struggles try to convince you. But don't misunderstand this. Just because angels may be present doesn't mean you're meant to stay passive. Their presence is often a warning as much as it is protection. It's a signal for you to align, to become more aware, to stop ignoring the spiritual dimension of your daily life. Because the same house that holds peace can also become vulnerable if you stay careless, distracted, or disconnected from the source of that protection. You can't keep living on autopilot while expecting divine covering to do all the work. There's a responsibility on your part to pray more intentionally, to pay attention to your environment, to guard what enters your space, and to take seriously the subtle nudges you keep receiving. So the real question is not just whether angels are in your house. The real question is, are you paying attention to why they're there? Are you listening, adjusting, responding, or are you ignoring the signs and calling them coincidence? Because few people realize that these moments are invitations to grow, to change, to step into a deeper awareness of what's happening around you and within you. Now think about your life carefully. Those close calls, that strange peace, those quiet warnings, those timely interventions. None of it is random. Something is working behind the scenes, and you have a choice: dismiss it or respond to it. If you respond, your life shifts, your awareness sharpens, your protection strengthens. But if you ignore it, you risk missing what could be guiding you into something greater. So don't just hear this and move on. Reflect on it, act on it, and start paying attention to what's been quietly happening in your life all along. And if this opened your eyes even a little, don't keep it to yourself. Like, subscribe, and share this with someone who needs to hear it, because you never know who's been experiencing these signs but doesn't yet understand what they mean.